March 11th, 2020 was the day the pandemic was declared by the World Health Organization and ushered in a year of isolation and immense struggle for the world. We are now joined live by NBC News medical contributor Dr. Kavita Patel. And doctor, thank you very much for making time for us. Well, right now, 1 in 4 U.S. adults have received at least one shot of the COVID-19 vaccine. And no one could have imagined a year ago that we would have vaccines so fast. So what stands out in your mind on why medicine and science was able to pull this off so fast?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Good to be with you. And it is incredible. And what it teaches me always is how humbling science can be, especially on that day that it was declared a pandemic, with scientists quickly coming together from around the world, not just to work on vaccines that truly prevent death and severe hospitalizations, but also to work on treatments. We have been able to make progress. When this started a year ago, 8 in 10 people ending up intubated in an ICU, potentially dying. And that has completely decreased to about 6% of people. Is an incredible accomplishment to reflect upon.
Yeah, it really is. When you think about this past year, what we've gone through, another big issue, the pandemic has taken a toll on our collective mental health. We have lost family, friends, coworkers. Some 22 million Americans lost their jobs. So Dr. Patel, when we look at this, have we changed our approach to mental health in this country now?
Yeah, I do think that we've acknowledged how much of an impact, to your point, mental health has had. 42% of Americans reporting some form of depression or anxiety or insomnia. And that is an incredible statistic. And knowing that, we are trying to think about ways as individuals, as a society, and a collective to acknowledge the grief, to acknowledge the isolation. We have a lot more work to do. We need to make solutions. We need to make safe spaces so that people can actually grieve together. And we also have to look at the barriers and stigma around mental health. It starts with saying that it's okay to not be okay, but we need to follow through on how to help ourselves and others around us.
We know that healthcare workers have become our new heroes, but this idea about healthcare and what we are doing in medicine, what do you think the lessons have been this past year for the medical community?
Well, one of my former mentors, U.S. Surgeon General C. Everett Koop, used to say, healthcare is vital to all of us some of the time. Public health is vital to all of us all of the time. And I think that we really can look back on this past year and understand that a bit better. Public health, the role of understanding testing and tracing and all of these, and vaccines themselves. This is not just the best of modern medicine, it's the best and also some of the deficiencies in public health. So I look back, honestly, to look forward with a lot more optimism for you, for me, and for everybody watching.
Well, we appreciate you making time to talk about that. Dr. Patel, thank you. And tonight, Lester Holt anchors a special nightly news on COVID 1 year later from the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C.